by PSC. Going to be spilled out of trouble. Looking to go for the counter as a dangerous counter-attacking team, but sorted out well. Good track back there by Tolentino Perry to scoop it up. Back to him off a little give and go from MT, but a little too far outstretched on the far side, and that'll be out for our PSC throw.
Yeah, that turf, it's a quick surface. You play those passes just a little too much, they can go out of bounds in a hurry.
So this one's going to be thrown on over the top, settled down here by TSC. A little bit of a prodding attack here from Kamaldeen as he'll circle around all the way outside the hash marks here from his left position he started out. Here's some service to Tolentino Perry. Now on the ground, good ball through for Maldine, and he's trying to thread it back against the grain. It'll be out, looks like, for another Tallahassee corner, and is.
Panama City Beach trying to claim an offside, but it was just a really well-timed run.
100%. Absolutely. So another corner for Ciafini. Now in the 8th minute, an opportunity to do some more damage here for your Battle Lions. Lines it up, does the righty, so it's going to be an in-swinger. We got one man on the keeper. That's Big Joe Warren. No better man to have on the keeper, really, when you talk about size for this team. Looking for Chapura. And the Brookwood boy unable to get on the end of that one. Deflected out of play, they say PSC throw. So, of course, Chapura had one of the early, 4th-minute goal out in Mobile, Ben?
Yeah, it was very early on. I was getting ready to kind of do my analysis of the game. How are the teams playing out? And that early goal just really resets everything.
Of course, that was a spark, and then Tallahassee forced an own goal from Mobile, which was enough to get the 2-1 victory out on the road to, as your point, Ben, secure all 6 against our intra-divisional opponent here in league play. They say the beasts are in the East, Ben, and it seems like a lot of the top dogs will be once again on this side of the conference, though I know those Union 10 people piping in will remind you that they did indeed win the conference last year, so they're looking strong once again. They along with Pensacola, are 2 teams that have been unblemished as far as the points go. And those 2 teams, along with this PSC team, are the 3 squads that are undefeated. Only 3 of the 10 not suffering a defeat so far in the 2026 campaign.
Yeah, the only blemish for Panama City really so far is that 0-0 opening day draw against Valdosta.
Yeah, how about that? Up in South Georgia.
It should be noted as well, Panama City Beach did respond, though, at the next opportunity, a 2-1 victory over Valdosta. So and you know what? Let's show them that we're capable of the same thing. We have a tough result the first time out, but we learn and get a victory on the second attempt. As here's another great through ball. Just a little long.
Surging forward here for Mitchell, and it's a little too strong. It's going to be out of play.
Foul there, and Panama City Beach will take the free kick short, establish some possession, try and get their foot on the ball in this game. It's been all Tallahassee so far, and it's all Tallahassee again. Almost. You had runners through on goal if that pass could have just made it through. Now here's a long throw-in, knotted down, cleared away by Panama City. Will that stay? No, it'll hit the fence. One of our young fans will go and chase after that, return to the ball boys. Throwing on either side here for Tallahassee. Done a good job so far of creating possession in the midfield. You know, we had that long ball strategy in the first game against Mobile, and Tallahassee adjusted here as now they're trying to play through Panama City. Errant touch there, just got away, and Panama City will, but now and it's a foul called, unfortunately, and that'll be a free kick for Panama City Beach. And a yellow card has been issued. I believe that was to Ciafini.
Oof. Gets in the book in the book early there, Ben.
You know what you like to see early? I didn't get a good look at that. I didn't know that was a yellow card offense, but the referee may have seen or heard something that I did not.
There you go. You know, they get that list of the magic words, Ben, and Most of the time, probably for the best, we're unable to hear them up in the ivory tower here at the press box at Gene Cox Stadium. The beautiful facility here, the Coliseum of Athletics on the non-collegiate level here in North Florida's Big Bend. A little bit of a hairy ball gets skipped through into the box. Secondary ball won by Paul Mitchell, putting in work, trying to save this one. But it'd be out for a PSC throw here on the near side. So 14 is what the PA announcer said, which would be Warren. We'll keep an eye on that. So it's either Warren or Ciafini. We believe it was 15 Ciafini, but we'll try to get some clarification. So back here to Balog, who's had a, like we said, solid start to the campaign. Of course, we've got a great keeper closet, as it were, the keeper fraternity, the union, once again strong, Ben. Something we pride ourselves here at TSC. Of course, Coach Supercam and Coach Viardo keeping things sharp for us, but we got Eric DeCoke. We've also got Julian Marcos, and we'll probably see a little bit of both from them so far this season, but Balog's the hot hand right now, so kind of like a hockey situation when they're feeling it. You gotta stay with them, Ben.
Absolutely, and we're fortunately spoiled for choice here in the capital city.
Indeed. Long ball skips through, so that'll be out for a TSC goal kick. Of course, reminder, your Battle Lions in the gold and black tops, black shorts, black socks. And then, of course, the visitors from PSC, they got that little combo front PSG AC Milanish type combo with the vertical stripes, so the red and black and the red shorts. Little flick on, nice little movement here for Chapura, looking for Maldine, who's our forward pairing. And then we have Paul kind of dropping underneath of him. Oh, weird dilemma at the back. A mix-up here with the defense and Balog, and it'll be in for a PSC goal here in minute 14. That's a brutal way to concede.
Yeah, just confusion between the defender and the goalkeeper. You know, are you taking it? Are you taking it? Yeah, just unfortunately miscommunication, and Panama City Beach capitalized.
And they don't get much easier than that, too, Ben, on the conversion here for the visitors.
No, they certainly do not.
So it's going to be Kusaloka, it looks like, is the goal scorer, number 9 here for PSC. So, once again, the Battle Lions going to trail PSC. Have never led PSC this season. Long ball coming through, looking for Mitchell, who's been tearing up that wing. Great placement on the corner of the 18. Mitchell does well, tries to turn in back of this one. It's going to be scooped out here by the visitors and up over the top. Second ball won by Cuppa, and he's able to dump it back in to the blender. Ciafini with the takeaway. Underlap here from Warren. Back to Kamaldine. And a nice little piece of class there to get it out of danger out to Tolentino Perry. So a little spell of possession here for Tallahassee as they try to break it down and look for a response after the concession here in minute 14, which is unfortunate because I feel like they had the better of the momentum. Here's Chapura in the box.
Some really good both individual skill and team play there from the Battle Lions on display. That would have been a beautiful goal if it had come out.
Absolutely, and the Brookwood boy is feeling it last couple matches here, Ben. He wants another one. Another early first half goal here like he had out at Mobile. Tried to thread it through here. Tolentino Perry was looking for Paul on the vertical run. Here's some pressure by Maldine. Good takeaway. He's got an opportunity. He's got one on the back. Deflection. Had Tolentino Perry, but the keeper up to the task here. Chandler with the save, some pressure. Paul, a nice scoop. Squares it to Warren. Ciafini now on it. Tolentino Perry making a run. And Ciafini will turn it back to the back line here as Comaldine will collect and swing it back around by way of Warren. Back to Cuppa, looking for some service. Had a couple good ones. Has our back line this season, putting it into danger areas. Tolentino Perry, this one's going to flush out to him. Try to get a little 1-2 with Chapura. He does connect, a little hesitation, and it'll be a last touch by Stennett on the outside out for a TSC throw. Tallahassee's going to wait and collect. Don't have that real long throw specialist that we've had in years past, so they're going to stip it on the ground. Paul trying to thread it through, looking for Mitchell, and it'll be scooped out here by the visitors. Physical challenge by Maldine, good win. Warren back to Cuppa, looking for some service once again. Out to Maldine. Has Mitchell, nice little back heel to Cuppa, into Chapura, squares it down. Shot from Braden Paul, towers over the top. But you like the aggressiveness from the, we'll call her Wunderkind there, Ben, as it goes over the top. How about Tallahassee getting into some dangerous spurts?
Yeah, you love it. Can easily get demoralized after conceding a goal, especially a goal like that. But Tallahassee's back on the front foot, generating attacks. And, you know, they're playing a couple crosses into the box, but what they've got is they've got the second guy there ready to make the play. Good stuff from Tallahassee. They're doing a really good job with their positioning here so far.
Long ball over the top, looking for Mitchell again, and that's been the recipe, trying to attack those wings, and Mitchell has been effective in getting good position so far out here tonight. Couple services getting in, and that seems to be the avenue of that diagonal ball over the top. Saw a lot of straight line stuff last time these two teams play, so I like the angled approach. Try to get some different pursuits to break down and really challenge this back line, Ben.
Yeah, and, you know, you're still seeing the long ball in this game, but you're seeing it more played into space. Get the guys space where they can run onto the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And what it also does is it stretches out that Panama City back line. As there's a cross in, Panama City will win, and on the third attempt they will clear it away, but even not quite. It's still contested.
Collision, a little tangled up there with Joe Warren, the pride of Portsmouth. Of course, back for another stint with TSC. I believe this is his stop number 3 for Joe, if I'm not mistaken. Had a year off with us, but I believe it's the 3rd time that he's come back with us. The Englishman. Long ball is going to be won by Amechi. Maldine's going to get a touch to it. It's going to be flicked through the midfield here. Last touch by Mankey of PSC. Collected, tried to flick it over the top. It's Tolentino Perry. It's going to be spilled out, and this is a little dangerous spell. Scooped out well by Joe Warren. Pressure on here for Mitchell. What a ball down the line for Maldine. He's got Chapura in the box. He's got Paul coming late, but he's going to need to do some work on this defense on the solo effort. Maldine trying to go baseline. Centering ball, looking for Chapura. Corner of the 6-yard box. It's still on, but it's out of danger here for PSC. One back there by Reese as they spill it back into the danger zone. Paul's taken down. Maldine giving chase, and the goal scorer is going to go after that one, Kusaloka, and it's going to be a little Karate Kid situation down on the baseline. Looks like both players trading a couple leg sweeps as PSC will take the free kick out of the back.
Yeah, and we'll see if they try and turn this into a little spell of possession. Despite the goal, they've really not had a lot of the ball. It's been all battle lines so far.
There's going to be about 10 yards from goal. The width of the 18-yard box is where Chandler will send it from for PSC. Up over the top for Stennett. Skipped in here to the back line here for TSC. Back to Comaldine. Circled around back to Cuppa. On the ground here to Ciafini as they try to build out of the back. Look for Chapura right about midfield. It's going to be poke free. Scoop back by Tolentino Perry. And it'll be recollected here by Comaldine. So, of course, TSC conceding in that 14th, looking for a response. Good aggressiveness, which we've seen all throughout the first 22 minutes here. This one's going to be cleared out over the top. Yagan gives it a launch for the visitors. Rolled out by Balog to Amechi. Old reliable Zuri is back there. One of the longest tenured Battle Lions here actively on the program. Tried to flick it through. Paul tries to backheel it to himself. Chapuro wins the second ball. He's been aggressive. He's been a nice provocateur. And it looks like a little collision over on the side there. And so the referee says nothing doing.
Some consternation from the home supporters on that call, or that no call, I should say.
Always. Not bad for a Wednesday night crowd, Ben. Couple hundred here in the house. You can hear some of the jeers and cheers from the locals, which is always good. Of course, should expect a big one here as we have the A50 Cup coming up on Saturday, which will be big. Of course, the Battle Lion's been hosting the Battle Lion Summer Camp for the kids, Ben. Of course, some of the players pulling double duty today. They're coaching in the camp, and now they're playing here tonight. It's been a long day. Shoulder-to-shoulder action here. Referee doesn't want to hear anything about it.
Neither does the crowd.
Yeah, I think it's a little tough here for TSC, Ben. Bang, bang, play. Shoulder to shoulder. You make the call.
Coach Joel down there just giving a quick thumbs up. Settle down. You know, we're tough early goal, but still in the game, just reassuring the players.
So this one's held back for a different infraction. So it wasn't the tumble that we saw about 40 yards from goal, but this one's back about midfield is where this free kick will occur. So Mankey's going to give it some service, get to about the fringe of the 18, gets over. You got a lurker on the front post, and Paul's going to be able to scoop it. PSC looking for handball. Maldine, he's got an opportunity to chip the keeper if he gets a chance. Looks like Chandler's back in between his posts, but Maldine, good positioning, cuts against the grain, tries to go back post, and it might have been on frame had Chandler not been up to it.
Yeah.
Good solo effort there by Maldine.
Really was. It was almost like Braden Paul's goal in the opener, just running away from everyone, but unfortunately there was a covering defender there preventing what would have been an excellent chipped goal.
Indeed, Tolentino Perry, good scoop to get TSC back on the attacking foot. Have a couple of runners. Nice movement here by the front line. Maldine, a little soft looking for Chapura. And that'll be back to PSC who clear it out, but Tallahassee's going to lock it in the offending half, as it will cycle around. Maldine back to Tolentino Perry. Canalau's going to shuffle it around over here. Near side, back to Jeremy. Looking for some service like we talked about. Trying to go cross field. Chandler is going to come all the way out and do that one. Just not enough pace to find Canelau on the far side there, the winger on the left.
Yeah, just a little too much air under it and a little bit too close to the goalkeeper to develop an attack from that.
So as we cascade in minute 26, seems to be a fast-moving early action here today as this one rolls all the way out, and Big Z in no rush to get a hold of that one.
Absolutely not.
Cycle it back to Balog. We'll look to set us up. Got the nice all-pink keeper kit going here today.
Got a little worried when we saw Panama City in the warm-up and they had the red shorts and socks. We're like, uh-oh, we hope they don't have red jerseys. That could be a little confusing.
Indeed. Yeah, they've got an interesting kit combo, Ben. The other uniform is like a green version of this, like a green and blue combo. They don't really seem to stick to that color palette that you see on the logos there, unless they got some kind of walled alternate. But it seems the home and away is this red-black combo, and then they kind of got like a navy-green combo, it seems. Almost more so along the lines of that aquamarine life that you may associate with Panama City Beach. Couple looking for some service. just outside the outstretched foot of Paul. Back to Chandler. A lot of backspin on that one. It's going to be back to Comodine. Tries to head it back to the attack. Good pickpocket by Paul, who's been active on the knees here today. A couple good traps to bring it down and offer some control. Headed around, bouncing around. Ciafini tries to shield. PSC's going to take away. Nice physical collision by Comodine. I like them pulling him back on the defensive line, really harnessing his physicality. Service looking for Chapura, and the youngster can't catch up to that one. It'll skip out of bounds here for minute 27. So it'll be a throw-in here for PSC down in the corner. We get ready to go minute 28. Skip on up. Good jump here by Warren. Ciafini, Paul in order. 14, 15, 16 numerically on the roster, each getting a touch. Ciafini, good flick onward. Here's Muldean if he can bring it down to his right foot. Little stumble. The old turf monster gets him, and PSC is going to poke it away. Long ball over the top. Comodine will be there to carry. Go all the way back to XB.
Tallahassee going to look to reset here on the back line. Do we want to play the deep ball diagonal, or do we want to build up some possession?
And a little bit of a temporary flip here as we have Zuri bouncing outside, Comodine going centrally. And now Ciafini's going to settle in on more of a defensive posturing. He's going to push Comodine up a little bit, which kind of seems a little bit more of a kind of CDM role that we see Muldean more into. But here's a foul. Muldean draws it 30 yards from goal. Right outside the hash marks. This is right about the corner of the 6-yard box width-wise. We've seen it been got. We've seen it been got from here. Last year, Diego Sanchez put one in here a couple yards even further back than this. So this is definitely, if you get somebody with a strong leg, we go for it. So it looks like we have Comodine and Ciafini on the ball. So I think, Ben, if Comodine goes for it, it's going to be on goal. I think if Ciafini goes after it, that it most likely, I think, would be a service.
Yeah, it looks like the Battle Lions have 5 in the box. And it looks like it's going to be a solo effort.
So here's an opportunity for TSC. Not a team that's generated a lot of free kicks here the last couple years in dangerous positionings, but here's one. 30 yards, just skips in, and Comodine tries to get it. Nasty bounce. Made it interesting for Chandler, but he's up to the task.
Certainly did. The way this turf, like we always talk about, it's a very fast surface. So if you're a goalkeeper, that ball will get up on you quick. You got to be ready for it.
And the turf's had a couple years in it now. It's not like that new center logo. You can see the distinct newness of the new logo for the Leon County Schools, of course, with the big 5 public schools here we have in the capital city. Leon, Gabi Charles, Lincoln Rickards. We have almost every school represented on the roster here, Ben. All time, TSC has had a member from all 5 of those schools.
That's why it's fun to come out here and support the Battle Lions.
Indeed.
You can see some players from your alma mater, or perhaps your current school.
There you go. Absolutely.
Or your future school.
Or everything. Past, present, future, a little bit of everything. Muldean, chest back to Chapura, tries to turn through the defense. Some sparring there on the front line.
That was a brave to stick your head in there. If guys kicking their feet up high could get you right in the head.
Yeah, absolutely. Brookwood boys brave. Or I guess I should say the former Brookwood Warrior heading out to the West Coast, going to University Pacific to play soccer there out in the West Coast Conference. Feels like we always have a little western flair. A nice pipeline of some California players over years past. This one spilled over the top. Zuri looking to clear. Of course, we got some Hawaii flavoring here. Can't allow, of course. Hailing from Hawaii.
See that long throw in now from Stennett. First of the game for Panama City Beach. They made it quite a way in without a throw in the attacking third.
Yeah, all the way to minute 32 as we are now into the second third of the game. Zuri jumping up, and it looks like it skipped off of Big Reese, number 55 here for PSC, and did.
And you look at the scoreboard, you know, it reflects Panama City Beach has a 1-0 lead, but the fact that that's the first throw-in that they've had in the attacking third really tells you how well Tallahassee has played in total so far in this game.
Yeah, it was just that one awkward moment. Obviously, soccer is a cruel mistress, Ben, so sometimes it's just the one that burns you. But, yeah, outside of that, you got to feel good about how TSC's operated. But the scoreboard, of course, as always, is the big factor here. Deflection, they say ball to hand, they play on. So Ciafini tried to instill a little field justice there as this one spilled up over the top as Cuppa will clear. Throwing on back, Paul's going to make this one interesting. A little back check here. As taking a tumble to the turf is Camaro, number 17. I think that's one of the youngsters for PSC. They got a couple high school guys out. A couple good programs over there. Arnold, some of those other squads doing some damage. West Florida's over there. They're usually pretty solid, or they've had some opportunities the last couple years. Tallahassee bench is getting warmed up. So it looks like the kick taker was a little confused. Nobody's seemed to be adventuring for Gagan to have some options. Over the top. Flag stays down, and PSC unable to save as this one goes up over the line. Has a couple touches now here from that right-hand side for Stennett. He's one of the danger men here for PSC. I believe he had one of the goals out in Panama City versus Tallahassee, if I'm not mistaken. Crafty little one. Reminds me of one of those players from Columbus. Just one of those scrappy, opportunistic players, full of energy. Throwback to a couple years ago, back in our former league affiliation. The words that we don't speak anymore, Ben.
Absolutely not.
Minute 35 here. Center and ball to Warren. Tallahassee looked to build out of the back. Screamer looking for Mitchell. A little too much pace for Comodine, but that's been the hot ticket.
Yeah, if we can just get, just that ball a little bit more towards Mitchell. If we can get that working, there's going to be a couple goals out of this battle line side tonight.
Yeah, 100%. And that's been one of the tickets, and that's where I love the opportunity now that we've got a little bit of a defensive switch up. We've kind of switched around personnel. We kind of scrapped and plugged and placed. Now Mitchell is free to go up in the midfield, which I think fits his skill set a little more. He can be a little more aggressive. He can be a little more adventurous, a little more risk-taking, and kind of the player that we've loved to see over the last couple of years, especially here from Mitchell. Centering ball into Ciafini, Paul, Mitchell, Cuppa, swung around here to Comodine. Back into the mixer. Here's Warren looking to turn. Mitchell, Cuppa, Tallahassee, a nice little work about 50 yards from goal. A little chip out of the rough. Oh, how about the sandwich from Cuppa? Mitchell, centering ball. Oh, Tolentino, Perry, Maldine, and Chapura all on standby. Couldn't find any of them. Chapura turned 25 yards from goal. Nice little overlapping run. Tolentino Perry's got Ciafini in the box. He's got Mitchell on the back post. He gets a clean right foot. It'll bounce around, and Chandler's up to the task, but the biggest chance here for Tallahassee almost punched in with a captain's goal in the 36th minute.
Really was great cross to find Mitchell, who had done a great job to create space for himself. No one around him, and man, he just gets a tiny bit more force behind that when it's a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the opportunities we're talking about, and you see the dynamic movements, and we have a lot more angular structure, and it seems a more adventurous attacking, whether it be personnel, whether it be mindset, whether it be blend here for TSC, much more aggressively creative here on the attacking half, and especially into the attacking third here tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of that is, we talk about different strategies, trying to beat a different opponent, but also the team's a lot more familiar with each other. This isn't, a full professional like Barcelona or Arsenal that spend year-round with each other. These guys
Right.
really only see each other in the summer, so it takes time to build up that familiarity with the passing patterns in the middle and out wide. So now we're in Game 4. You're starting to see a bit more of that than perhaps you would have in the opener against Mobile.
Absolutely. And, of course, we have a couple players like Ciafini, I believe, wasn't even in the 18 the last time these two teams played. So, along with a couple other players, I think we're in the mix in the category of not having donned the kit yet, Ben. So that's part of, like you said, the summer flow. And I think Tallahassee's in a little bit more of a transitionary stage than in years past. We start to see the youth movement piping through, and so we've kind of had some of our old reliables not necessarily age out, but life has dictated them heading elsewhere here. So it's been kind of a changeover here for TSC. Dangerous centering ball. Ballag up to the task, and Reese gets a really good look, and I think Tallahassee lucky, one, that he's unable to capitalize, and then two, he was offsides anyways.
And that's the threat that Panama City Beach poses. They're going
Dangerous.
to be lethal on those crosses because, you can look at Reese. He's got the size advantage in the middle.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good counterattack now here from Tallahassee. Let's see if we can equalize.
Trying to turn the corner, centering ball. There's Paul. Tried the intended attack. And how about Maldine? He's really been carving out into some dangerous positions.
Absolutely. We've talked a lot about Bennett Mitchell, and for good reason. But over on the other side, don't sleep on the other side of the attack. Tallahassee's going to come at you from all angles.
Absolutely. Yeah, Danny Boy flexing. Looking good in his performance thus far as well. Of course, is another dangerous spell, and Chandler is pissed. Well, he's partially pissed, partially pumped. Big save, but angry at his defense. Yeah, Maldine, the former Charles Timberwolf. Screamer almost gets a hold of it. Braden Paul flailing in sideways. What a wild attempt at that one. It screams over Joe Warren's head. Paul had a chance at it. And we can see taking flight. Good to see the Wakoler Wunderkind healthy once again, Ben, because that's the kind of excitement he adds to the table.
He really does, and that was a powerful header. I think it went off under the field goal upright,
Yeah.
and I think it confused everyone because they heard the noise and it was suddenly back in play. But
Clang.
the referee signaling for a goal kick. I don't think some people didn't quite know what to make of it.
There you go. Good poke free here by Warren. Spills it out to Tolentino Perry via Ciafini. Trying to go back against the grain. And I think Tolentino Perry realizes the speed advantage he has on that wing. Serve is over the top. Here comes Braden Paul. Great run. Tries to get it back on his right foot. And the Wakulla Wunderkind trying to get an attempt there. But Chandler up to the task. Good combination. How about the service by Tolentino Perry into a dangerous space? And there's that diagonal run, Ben.
Absolutely, yeah. And an excellent job to find space. Excellent job to find the man. And then he even miscontrolled it a bit in there, but still managed to get the shot off. Man, just a little bit either side of the goalkeeper, and we could be talking 1-1.
Absolutely. So a couple good looks from a lot of the old dogs, so to speak, Ben. Of course, some of our local favorites. Bennett Mitchell, the captain, a good look. Braden Paul, of course, just hometown, one county down here. Been with the program for a minute. Pride of Wakulla, like we said. As we try to get organized, Ciafini. It's funny, as a college junior, he feels like one of the elder statesmen in this younger squad here as he's trying to get the back line organized.
Passionately so, we might add. Don't know if you can quite see that on the camera, but he was animated.
Oh, absolutely. As it tried to be chopped in here by Mankey. It's going to be poke free. Good assertiveness by Warren. Really like his strong presence in the midfield. Service, Muldean looking for Muldean. Looks like he caught him on his back foot, though. Trying to catch up to this one. Oh, scoops and spins. Here's Muldean into the box. Trying to put it on his foot. He goes down a little easy, and he points at the spot. Tallahassee's going to have an opportunity to cash it in before the half.
Yeah, excellent job. I mean, that ball looked like it was going out of bounds, just shielded out, but he managed to just nip it away from the defender. Great spin. It was an Maradona-esque, we might say.
There you go.
And then he's going through on goal, just gets his heel clipped as he's passing, and it was enough for the referee to award the penalty.
There you go. And so here we just talked about him. Ciafini now on the spot, but a great effort by Muldean. Give Tallahassee a chance here. Minute 43. An opportunity to cash it in from 12 yards out. Referee says, I'm watching you, Chandler. He says, don't jump. Ciafini, the right footer. Feels like a top left situation here. Ben, let's see where he goes.
Standing dead on the ball, trying not to give anything away to the goalkeeper.
6 yards back. Front foot just off the 18. It's a stare down. He's absolutely in no rush. Right foot. Oh, goes to the left side. Ciafini cashes it home. Not the cleanest one you've ever seen, but it's effectiveness. And the Argentinian gets his first score of the season, and he runs the ball back. I think he feels the momentum as Tallahassee is able to capture this one. And there we go. Vamos, Luciano Ciafini. It's a TSC goal. 43rd minute. Tallahassee gets us back to level pegging here as the good guys punch one in from the spot, but you got to credit Muldean for the effort there to set it up.
Yeah, it almost feels like he should get an assist for that.
Yeah, we got to work on that. We'll send a note. We'll send a note into the league.
I'll put it down in my personal stats.
Yeah, reach out to the league. Turns out we will be playing other people besides PSC and Mobile for the rest of the season because those are the only two teams that we've played through match day 4. So I might as well reach back out to them, see if we can do anything about maybe like a hockey assist kind of situation dynamic that we can develop there to get from Muldean. But it's a 4th different goal scorer here for TSC. 6th goal TSC's been credited with. You had the one own goal from Mobile and the double trouble here from Braden Paul match day 1. So it was good to see somebody new get into the mix.
Absolutely, and you mentioned it, quickly trying to get the ball back, get it restarted. Like you said, Tallahassee's got the momentum. You don't want to waste time. You want to press the advantage while you have it, especially with halftime coming up, that built-in break.
Absolutely. So tried to thread it through here. Paul and Chapura, good hustle. Chapura's got a good work rate on him, too. He's going to be a dangerous player.
Referee telling Vergara he's got to back up a little bit. Take the throw where it went out of play.
Come on now. I would say he's going to be dangerous. He already is a dangerous player, to his credit. I think the local ASG affiliates have been lucky to have him in the program, that he's been dipping south of the border here for them. Of course, like we said, playing up in South Georgia for his high school ball. Here's Tolentino Perry with a full step. And that's also an execution. I know we've been feeding in a lot to Mitchell here on the right side, but as we look at it, Ben, I think we brought it up before, Tolentino Perry, Canelao has a significant speed advantage on that left-hand side.
Yeah, he's been unstoppable so far. I literally, I can't remember them ever getting the beating of him over there. Whenever he's been in space, he's gotten by his man.
And we've had a little trouble getting out to him here on the wings, but definitely an angle that can be pursued here. Is that's one space, I think, on the flip side that Tallahassee has been a little vulnerable on the flanks here. And I think anytime that you go to a 3-back scenario, you kind of had that situation. We saw the one goal that they conceded versus Mobile was that way, but I think they're doing some damage on the other side very well in those dangerous corner pockets. Deflected back off Warren, and Mitchell getting back on the horse, trying to take down Kusaloka, the goal scorer for PSC. Good spear out here by Zuri. Pressure coming from the visitors. Good control there by Mitchell. Cool as you like. Here from the captain. Might have to ice those feet. Looks like got a little scrapage over the top there. Service going. I don't think he's up for it. He was
not quite ready yet.
I think the feet are still a little stinging. See, Ben, back in the day, old school cleats, you might have been okay with that. But the cleats are so thin up top nowadays that you feel every bit of that cleat on foot contact there at the top here as we now get into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Over the top, and there we go. Just as you like it, head to the halftime break. And we're basically where we started, Ben, all knotted up. A little more action than 0-0 would it have been, but level pegging. Tallahassee gets the first goal here against PSC this season. Ben, we want to talk about the first half on the front side or get on the back side? Give ourselves a little breather.
We'll give ourselves a little breather. We'll make the audience come back, build some anticipation for the second half.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll go into the halftime break here, and while we have the opportunity, we have to give
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
I got it going on here tonight. And, of course, glad to be a part of the action. I'm Andrew Jupe alongside Ben Grubbs and James Ward bringing you the action here today on a beautiful night here in the capital city. So, Ben, first half action, what'd you see? What you like, what you not like, what's going on?
Yeah, after the last game against this Panama City team, it was a little concerning. You lose 3-0. You got to play them again so soon. What are you going to have? And Tallahassee has had it tonight. You look at the score, it's 1-1. You're thinking, ooh, I don't know. But, no, Tallahassee has dominated this game. They've played the ball well, diagonal long balls, finding their wingers in space, good possession in the midfield, creating good opportunities. Unfortunately, some confusion at the back between goalkeeper and defender. That's how Panama City Beach got their goal. But Tallahassee, to their credit, stuck with it. There was no let-up. They continued being the dominant team in possession, creating the better chances, and it paid off. A penalty kick from Ciafini late on tied the game shortly before the half. And even in those last 5-6 minutes before the half, Tallahassee still the dominant team. We'll see if the halftime break maybe gave Panama City Beach the breather they needed to get back in the game, or can Tallahassee just keep it rolling?
Absolutely. So time will tell. Of course, this is a big battle here as far as those table conversations go. And so this is kind of, I would consider it a must-win here for Tallahassee, not to be true to dramatic, but after dropping this one, they're currently on the outside looking into the playoff picture. And let's go ahead and remind you that this is a hometown broadcast here, so we want to issue the trigger warning. Of course, this is produced and organized by the Tallahassee Soccer Club. And so, of course, if you don't like it, the commentary here from your boy and Ben Grubbs and the action here, you know what? There's a great opportunity for you to hit that mute button down towards the bottom of your screen and enjoy the high definition picture with the ticker going on here. So enjoy, whether you be joining the live stream here on Tallahassee Soccer Club YouTube channel, or you're catching the restream here, I would say the pirated version over on the League for Clubs YouTube. They did the old scoop and score, as it were, Ben, here for the Tallahassee broadcast. So if you're tuning into that and you're offended by what we got going on here, that's kind of on you. This is a locally organized hometown broadcast, so enjoy the ride or not. Either way, we don't care. We're here for the Tallahassee community and those families, so bienvenidos, welcome, guten tag to our international viewers. For some of those families, maybe of Cup Ciafini and the rest. Some English, maybe the Warren faithful. Maybe some of those Scotsmen tuning in here that we've seen. But are we noticing any changes for the squad here to start things off? Ben, it looks like we've got the exact same 11 going for us here today to start the second half. Sorry.
Looking pretty similar to me, and hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tallahassee's been the dominant team. Let's keep it rolling.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Ben. 100% agree. So, of course, we're going to start up top. We got Maldine and Chapura. Paul's going to be in that defensive attacking mid. And then we're going to have, of course, out here on the wing is going to be Kenelau, Tolentino, Perry. On the inside, Warren and Ciafini. Over on the outside right, it's going to be Bennett Mitchell. Then, of course, the back line is going to be Jeremy Cuppa. We're going to have Zuri Amechi and, of course, MT Kamaldine. And then between the posts, Balog will get us going. Zender, of course, the former Leon Lion, taking care of business back between the pipes as we get ready for the second half of action. Tallahassee needs the full 3 here tonight, realistically, to stay in that playoff picture. So that is the chase. That is the journey. And so for the Tallahassee people, that's what we are going for. Of course, for those Tallahassee people, don't forget to like and subscribe, tune in. We got 3 more home games, including the big one, the 850 Cup, on Saturday. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure that you get those noties all good to go. And we are off and away here for the second half of action here from Gene Cox Stadium. Ushered back as PSC starts us off. PSC in black and red will be going left to right here in half number 2. And, of course, Tallahassee will be going from right to left, the opposite, as you would suspect, which is south to north, roughly, geographically, for those who care. Squared on out to Cuppa, who's looking to get things organized. And it looks like we have a little stoppage here. They want to check the ball. Seems we have had some complaints. As the head ref's going to usher over to the sideline. And the AR is going to give this one in the middle. And we're checking them all now. Is this one out on the side? Did they pump them out at halftime? Did we miss a memo here, Ben? It feels like a...
Is that Tom Brady down on the sideline?
Yeah, I try to avoid making a Patriots joke. They've been the butt of a lot of jokes lately. But, yeah, it kind of feels like we have something similar going on there. As we're finally back in play at a roughly minute delay there for some equipment issues, shall we say. Has Cuppa on the ball back to Amechi. So Zuri, who is back in that central defending role. Typically we see him on the outside, but he's folded into more of a central role here. I think performing well. Zuri's a great grinder, one of our local players. Product of Florida High, Georgia Southwestern, played some college ball. But of course, staple here of the TSC program. I believe it was the first announcement of the players returning here for 2026. Old Big Z tried to knife it through. Kamaldine, good ball, looking for Tolentino Perry. And for Kenelau, quick throw in here for Maldine, the crafty former Charles Timberwolf, squared on off to Ciafini. He was looking for some service into Maldine, 20 yards from goal. A little hesitation and turn out back to Warren. The pride of Portsmouth will kick it on out here to the wing. Cycle it back around. Kamaldine, of course, the South African native. One of the many countries represented. Ciafini over the top, looking for Paul. It's squared in. Maldine, second ball. Paul in the vicinity. It's going to be cleared on out of desperation here for PSC.
And, you know, you talk about the want-to that Tallahassee has. Even Coach Joel is going after the loose ball, wants to get it. Everything's restarted quickly.
There you go. He said, come on, boys. Trying to feed that momentum now. We're 3+ minutes here into the second half. Is to get things going once again. Cycled around to the outside. Now here's Chapura squared to Warren. One more to Maldine. and he spills it just wide, says it's deflected. And it looks like they'll say no dice. We'll go for the goal kick. Ooh, what a good look in the center of the park there for Muldean. That was a fun little sequence there for TSC.
Really wasn't a great low cross there from Chapura on that far side. You know, again, finding that diagonal space in the channels towards the edge of the box and then bringing it back in low on the ground. Tallahassee continues to follow the strategy that worked so well in the first half.
Foot on the gas. Need one, maybe two to kind of get this thing home. Feels like we got at least another goal or two in this one, Ben. I don't know about you. Any feelings that way?
Absolutely. And I suspect it'll be for the Battle Lions.
There you go. Hopefully so. Hopefully so, Ben. Free kick here. 50 yards from the PSC goal is going to get all the way to Ballig.
Not a lot of guys running onto that one. Interesting. It's an opportunity to get your guys forward for Panama City Beach.
Squared back around. Big Z. Jeremy getting some touches, looking for some service over the top. Harrison Chapura, nice little bring down here. Spills it out to Tolentino Perry. Has an opportunity to cut in. Gets the squeeze on by PSC. Tries to thread it out of danger. Ref says play on. Warren's able to scoop this up. Directs it back. Camaldine, Amici, Ciafini, Cuppa over the top. A lot of backspin on that one. It's going to stay home. It's going to be won by the big Stennett of PSC. Back to him. Good close by Canalau. Cut that one out. The University of Hawaii Hilo product. Second consecutive Vulcan we've had on the roster, Ben. Of course, I'm sure you remember Mirai Sato last year, the
Absolutely.
dangerous attacker from the same UHH, University of Hawaii Hilo. So that's all part of the pipeline. Pipeline TSC's got going on, building positive relationships. People want to come to Tallahassee, mix it up with our local players, get into some good competition. Feed the global game. Be settled down here. Dangerous positioning. Good scoop back here by Ciafini. Dug out by Tolentino Perry. Muldean also helping out in defense. All hands on deck here for TSC. Muldean looking for some service over the top. Got Mitchell. Oh, hand in the cookie jar for the captain.
Yeah, just timed his run a little bit too early on that one, but whew, man, he was through if that pass comes just a half second earlier.
True. True, that's a good call. But you like the effectiveness here, and that's, once again, another thing. Now that Mitchell's into the midfield, he's got a lot more opportunity to make those type of runs as opposed to being on the back line here, Ben.
Good skill there from Coach Joel bringing that one down.
Always.
Got to show your players you've still got it. It makes them a little more likely to listen to you.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, for those who know, he was a formidable player in the English game over there. Of course, they think of him now just as the old man coach, but he was quite the player back in the day. Like you said, still got it. He said he could give us a good 10 minutes. He said he could still get out there and get about 8 to 10.
Well, you know, it's a 1-1 game. If it's tight and you need a late sub, I've had enough. I'll just do it myself.
Oh, and Chapura, here's a dangerous one. Oh, and he tries to turn in, and it is out for a goal kick. The old turf monster gets the better of Chapura there. Had he had his footing, I think he could have put a little more dangerous attempt on that one. But once again, aggressive play and good effort to kind of soothe that one through. Looks like we have a injured player down. TOC staff's going to run over. Check it out. Vergara, who's on the left side of the defense. He limps toward the sideline, and it looks like he may get a substitution. Nobody was really warming up. Coming up cold if they're going to do it now. But it looks like player Novak, number 12, getting ready here for PSC. Voras also getting ready, 12 and 3, and then seems to be a third musketeer ready, waiting in the wings as well, Curdy. So Gavoras will get the nod, and he will look to go in a clean sub over on that left side on the defensive for PSC. There's nobody within 40 yards of the ball right now for the visitors outside of the keeper as they swing through some substitutions. So Gavoras in number 3, Novak in number 12, Curdy in number 10. And so it looks like Camaro, Reese, and of course the player picked up the injury, Vergara, going to be the 1, 2, 3. So, of course, you can use all 7 subs if you decide to. Tallahassee yet to get into the holster. There's always that dilemma of fatigue, momentum, and feel of, hey, at what point do we try to rotate things? Is there anything that we need to change? We definitely have some good attacking players still in the mix. You got Sanchez, Fogel, Almeida. Still waiting in the wings here for Tallahassee, among others. Ciafini here on the near side. Tolentino Perry now depth-wise, 10 yards from goal, trying to get some service in a dangerous position. And the defender, Banks, did well to keep the hands down there, and that'll just be a corner kick here for Tallahassee. First one, I believe, of the second half.
Absolutely, yeah. Another good spell of possession and creating that chance.
Ciafini back on. He goes short. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunication there. Kamaldeen, now TSC stretched, had won a corner, and now is in an awkward environment. Cuppa almost goes to ground there, but decides to keep his feet, and that ended up being the good decision, as a little too hot to handle some of the fresh bodies here for PSC.
Yeah, great defending there from both Mitchell, who slowed up the pass. That could have gone a lot farther, but he just checked up his the player. And then great job by Cuppa, not flying in on the tackle, possibly getting a yellow card. Just stop the play, forced Panama City Beach to make a play, and forced him into a mistake, and now we've got the ball back.
Indeed. Over the top, and it looks like flag's going to stay down. Mitchell surging up the perimeter here as this one gets scooped up by Chandler. A sprawling effort, and that's kind of the visitor's jersey. I didn't realize it, but Chandler, the keeper jersey, that's what the alternate one looks like here for PSC. So if you want a little preview, that's what he's got going on. I didn't realize it. The shadows were skewering the vision. Couldn't really get a clean look at him over to our right here in the first half, but we now settled in as sunset starts to creep in on a beautiful Tallahassee evening. Had a rare breeze coming out. Very gorgeous day. Humidity is low. And we were talking about it during the halftime break amongst the staff that we will by no chance get another game like we would have tonight. Tolentino Perry now in a dangerous position, able to keep it in play. Challenging Stennett, tries to dump it inward to Paul. A little too hot to handle, but it will be out for a Tallahassee corner kick. And Ciafini once again up into the task.
Interesting so far in the second half. Most of the attack down the left side. You know, there was a lot of attack down the left side in the first half, and it was more balanced with play to Mitchell on the right, but so far it's been real heavy on this near touchline.
There you go. So Ciafini, the right-footed player here, 59th minute, will give us a corner. It's going to be an in-swinger here from the near side. Going back of the 6-yard box. Paul gets a header to it, and it goes through cleanly, at least as far as PSC's concerned. And so it'll be a goal kick for the visitors. Nice ball there as it falls on the back of the 6-yard box. No secondary runs on that front post, though. Paul puts it in a dangerous area.
Referee just giving a warning to the goalkeeper, telling him not to waste too much time.
Yeah, I think the visitors would be okay with the draw, Ben, from what we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, they haven't really been pressing too much. It's been all Tallahassee, just you would think with the 3-0 win, but I'll tee it over to you for the action.
25 yards from goal, spills it out to Mitchell, looking for some service, puts it back on his left. Prodded free, one of the new substitutes, fresh body, looking for some service from Cuppa. It's going to be a little bit of a screamer. Maldine tries to knife it through to Chapura. Deflection's going to be back on goal. A lot of backspin. It's weird for the keeper. Falls. Chapura gets a foot to it, but Chandler on top. Should have been pretty routine up and over the top, but due to all the spin, it stays in the field of play and incurs a little bit of a hairy scenario there.
Yeah, I think it had a bit more spin on it than Chandler was anticipating. He misplays it initially, but recovers it before Chapura can capitalize.
Missouri in a little bit of a jousting battle with one of the attacking players here. That's the goal scorer, Kusaloka. And the visitor is able to win back here. Possession, 60th minute. And here comes the dangerous opportunity. Stennett with the long throw is a weapon here for the visitors. So Tallahassee's got to be on task here. So we have Joe Warren, one of our bigger bodies, down there towards the near post. We got Ciafini playing defense to prevent the keeper from being interfered with. Big Z with the winner. Tries to dump it back in. Stennett, deflection off of Zuri. And it'll be out for a PSC corner. Is it the first corner of the game, Ben?
You know, it might be. I don't remember another one.
It's going to be Curdy, one of the new substitutes, right-footed outswinger. He's going to put it in the box. Initially deflected by TSC. Cleaned up by Cuppa, but it's not out of danger yet. Spilled against, awkward deflection off of Paul and Ballag.
Yeah, good reflexes there from the keeper. He was just starting to edge toward the middle of the goal, anticipating the cross, but the deflection almost caught him out.
Yeah, good heads up by Xander. And those are just the weird ones. Anytime it drops in the box, players taking swings, and you're just looking for a deflection. Tallahassee processing here. Cuppa into Warren. A little European connection there. Leipzig to Portsmouth. On over to Comaldine. Back to Tolentino Perry. A little bit of hesitation. Ciafini tries to knife it through. Here's Paul. Ooh, good ball bar the Argentinian played in to the Wakola Wunderkind there. And it looks like a hand got into the mix there as Cuppa going to chase back. Balog is going to clear, but it's going to be scooped back in here by PSC. An attacking spell, had to win it. Cuppa, well done there on the right-hand side of the TSC defense, but it's going to be out for a PSC throw here, minute 62. Thrown in, coming centrally, service over the top. Cuppa going to give chase there, deflected off of the visitors, and that should be out for a goal kick, and is. So it looks like they've been going after that left-hand side a little bit. The right side of the TSC defense. Balog gets us rolling once again here, minute 63. Ciafini will bring us out of the back, 50 yards from goal into midfield. Pass on the park to Comaldine. Long ball service looking for Mitchell. It's a tough one to get. Hung up in the air for a minute. Didn't seem like much in on that contact there. There by Kavoris and Mitchell. But they're going to pull that one back. Obviously an aggressive posturing from Mitchell coming back towards that ball. This one 21 yards from goal, about the width of the 18-yard box. Chandler's going to give it a ride. It's going to spin towards the out-of-play mark. Looked to be off Cuppa, but I think they're a little indecisive on the throw. And I think Tallahassee gets the benefit of that. I think it's last touch by PSC, or I think it's last touch by TSC. Oh, they're going to give him a free kick, though.
Yeah, for the push.
Because initially he signaled.
Yeah, he had his left arm out.
Yeah. So it was about 40 yards from goal. It's way wide, outside the width of the football field. He's going to get into the middle of the box, falls about the back post, about 10 yards out, comes up in a really dangerous position. Comoldine blasts it out of there, but luckily no PSC attackers in the midst because that became a little more dangerous than anticipated there.
And now it's in range for their long throw-in.
So you have Stennett coming up once again, big number 54. Going to try to give it a ride. You've got 1, 2, 3, late fifth coming into the box here for PSC. Here comes the 6th and 7th of the top. So a lot of bodies in there for this opportunity. One well by Cuppa. Stennett's going to get back on top of it. Here's some pressure from Muldean. Service back into the box. Ballog on top of it. Xander wants to go. Long kick. A little side spin. Towering ball is going to get 10 yards over midfield. Won by Mankey of PSC. Settled by one of the new substitutes. Scooped up, deflected back towards the middle of the park, but they say out over the line. TSC will take the throw quickly. Mitchell back into Big Z. On over to Comoldine. Tolentino Perry. Down the wine on top of it. Nice little cut back to Warren. Turnabout, service into Paul. Tries to keep that positive touch going back to Ciafini. Knifes it through to Muldean inside the box. Now 15 yards from goal and scooped up by the defense. Hales, but it's going to be cycled back to Mitchell. TSC still on the attacking third, still in possession. Over the top. Here's Canalau. Putting it back on his right foot. Here comes the double team. Tried to thread it through. Last touch by Stennett, and it'll be a TSC throw-in down in the corner. He's going to need some help, though. They've got numbers over there. They're kind of pinched into a corner. Backing it down is Paul. Somehow gets the ball out, and it falls to Chapura. He's still in the box, turning away 15 yards from goal. Lasers it back towards frame. Would have gone on target, but deflected out there by the PSC defense. Zuri to Jeremy. On back to Xander as this gets into possession for TSC, and they're able to settle down a little bit. Service by Cuppa, trying to find the top line here for Paul. Can't slice it in there. Big Z's going to win it back. Warren now on possession. It's been a nice calming presence this season. Good distributor, good collector of the ball has Joe been in the 2026 campaign. Squared on out here to Cuppa. He likes to have some service if he can find it. Here's Mitchell. One touch to Muldean. Dangerous positioning. He's got Paul if he can find him behind him. Oh, man, can't get to him. Ciafini's going to lock it in. Back to Cuppa. They're trying to put the lid on this attacking third right now. Braden Paul from 23 out. Deflection is going to spill out to Canalau here on the near side. He decides to keep it in play. Drops it back off to Comoldine. Service from the South African into Chapura. What an effort. Second one. And Harrison spills it wide. And the Brookwood boy with two fantastic goes at it. But it wasn't meant to be. But some fantastic excitement here from TSC.
Yeah, great initial header there from Chapura. Excellent save from Chandler. And a good follow-up from Chapura, too. You know, a lot of times you take the shot, you know, oh, you missed it. But no, he stuck with it and played it. And man, it was just begging for a touch, and it would have gone in.
Yeah. Brutal. I thought that second one was going to clip the post. Tough. He got it with his left foot there. Tried to slide it on in. Mitchell on the attack now. Able to keep it in play. Well done. Give Muldean a chance. He's crafty. He's shown that today. He's kind of been an X factor up there. Of course, he earned the penalty kick, but he's been crafty. Really like what I've seen from Muldean tonight. Service can't allow. Braden Paul, sprawling effort, and the putback. Oh, and there he is. I think that's the Argentinian.
I think so.
Oh, doubles the delight. Ciafini taking out the trash. And the boy from Buenos Aires, vamos, Luciano. It's a TSC goal. 168. Luciano Ciaffini doubles the delight. And now, Ben, don't look now. He's now tied with Braden Paul for the TSC Golden Boot lead with 2 goals on the season.
And Paul almost extended his lead there on the initial header. A sharp header. Another good save from Chandler. But who was there on the follow-through or on the follow-up second ball?
There you go.
Ciaffini, that's what you got to do.
Well done. Well done. Trash day in my neighborhood's on Mondays, Ben, but okay for Ciaffini to take it out tonight. That one begging, like you said, to be dunked into the back of the net. Did just that, and Tallahassee for the first time all season. Close playing over 150 minutes, or sorry, 160 minutes of competition now against PSC. Leads them for the first time this season.
And good to see here this right from the kickoff initial aggression from the Battle Lions. They're not content with a 1-goal lead.
Indeed. Most indeededly. And here comes a little attacking spurt here. It's Braden Paul, and he's got some real estate. Bodies tumbling to the turf. Here's Kennelau, back to Paul, left foot. He's going to be eaten by the defense. An opportunity for PSC to counter. Tallahassee stretched a little bit. Good sweep of the leg there by Kamaldeen. Oh, thought about it from 30, but it's going to square it off. Here to Mitchell, 20 yards from goal, spills it out to Maldine. Dancing inside the box, 10 yards from goal, tries to turn the corner, does so, and earns a Tallahassee corner. Really well done.
And man, it's so unfortunate he couldn't find Chipora in the 6-yard box. He had just managed to find the space where the defenders had gone a little too deep and the midfielders hadn't tracked back. I mean, he's got plenty of space if they can get the ball to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yellow card was just issued by the referee, but it was not clear to whom.
So we'll try to get some cleanup of that if we can. We'll have service coming from the far side. Here's Ciaffini looking for Comodine, flashing near post. Cuppa trying to get into a couple headers there. Falls to Maldine with a crafty left foot. And it'll spill temporarily out of danger. There'll be a TSC throw in over here on this near side. Flipped on over. PSC going to give it a little jostling here. Paul with a nice little shimmy. Puts it back and tries to turn out. He's looking fresh after coming back from the injury. Trying to get back in the flow. Taken down is Kennelau. It'll be a free kick here for TSC.
Good dangerous spot as we got 2 subs getting ready to come on. 2 for the Battle Lions and 1 for Panama City Beach. Looks like Diego Sanchez and Cole Greenshields coming on for the Battle Lions, and Hector Estrada for PSC PCBFC.
There you go. Well done, Ben. I'm starting to get the hang of that.
It's a little tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast.
Indeed.
Chipora coming off for Tallahassee, as is Zuri.
So like you said, Greenshields is going to be in, as well as Diego Sanchez. Sanchez is a great, scrappy player. Can definitely get it in on the offensive end. Greenshields making his TSC debut. The Wesleyan products. Kamaldine with the free kick. He's going to go back post. Deflected TSC. Warren trying to keep it in. It's going to go back to MT. Was it last touch by PSC? No, say last touch by TSC.
Douglas, the player who came out for Panama City Beach, number 11.
Thrown back over the top. Good effective win by Green Shields. He's a scrappy player. Nice little bit of touch from Comodine. Polished skill there. Paul out to Mitchell. TSC's feeling the mojo now to express themselves with the lead. Sanchez thought about cracking it from 23. On out to Tolentino Perry. And it's going to be spilled out. So we see some excitement building, Ben.
Yeah, you really do. It does feel as though there's another goal out here for the Battle Lions.
Apologies for the clock trouble we have going on, trying to get this filled out. Paul. Not enough justifiable contact there inside the box. Had it been in the regular field of play, might have gotten a little more run time there, Ben, but the ref not biting with that one.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for a comparison with the previous penalty, there was maybe a bit more of a wind-up and a heel clip.
Mm-hmm.
This one was a bit more of a coming together, and I think that's what the referee was looking at.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like we got the clock all figured out. So apologies for the confusion there, the back and forth, the maybe, the yes, the no, the kinda. So back on pace here, 76th minute. TSC with the advantage via the Ciafini brace from the penalty spot, the 43rd minute, and then open play trash collector goal in the 68th. Has Tallahassee with a 2-1 lead, which they enjoyed over the weekend against Mobile. That was end up the final. Tried to thread it through. It's going to be scooped out by Stennett. I like how we get the fresh bodies in here with a little time to work for it. Here, get him in with about 18 minutes. And here's Sanchez, one of those fresh faces. And he's somebody with a full tank who can be real dangerous. Tolentino Perry trying to spin out of trouble. PSC's going to scoop back for it. Estrada, one of the new substitutes here. Good effort there by Canalao to scoop that one up. Stennett surveys the field. Stennett's looking a little gassed out here on this near side, Ben. Puts in a big throw. Green Shields back up the line. As it looks like a clean, well, a little bit of a swap here in the back line. So Green Shield's going to come in for Zuri, but it looks like that they've pumped Kuppa back into the center. And Green Shields will stay on the outside back. A little bit of a tangle up here, right about 20 yards out on the corner of the 18. Like I say, infraction on the visitors, and it'll be a TSC free kick. About 20 yards from goal, 25 yards from goal, excuse me. Of course, Green Shields, one of the new substitutes, one of the two Scotsmen that we have on the roster, Ben.
Good international presence as there's a foul and a chance for TSC to get another cross into the box. We saw what happened the last time we got a good cross into the box.
Yeah.
Resulted in our second goal. Could our third be on the way?
Indeed. Hometown of Glasgow, Scotland is Green Shields. Like we said, by way of Kentucky Wesleyan. A little Panther presence coming out here on a Wednesday night. Good to keep them fresh, keep the rotation. What do we got going on with Hales, Ben?
He was down for a moment. Looked like the referee might be signaling a pause, but he's gotten back up. Play will resume.
You know, dangerous positioning, right about 18 yards from goal, but width is outside of the football field here, so it's about 8 yards outside of the 18-yard box. Service from Ciafini, dangerous, looking for Warren. Tries to get a touch to it. Unable to scoop. Rip from Comodine from 23, and it's going to be a little back and forth ping pong. Ciafini's going to try to dump it back into the box. Cycled around to Paul. Tried to escape, was Comodine, and a good crack to get it out of danger. And also good time wasted in there as well. Just double down. Why not? Yeah, I really liked MT's aggressiveness here today. I'm liking this new kind of positioning for him. We've seen him kind of flux in here, that kind of defensive midfield-ish / front defensive line, depending on how we want to structure this 3-2-3-2 / 5-3-2, depending on how the flow goes. But I think he's found a home, and this is a dynamic that we can work with going forward.
Absolutely, and it's something you love to see going into a big game like we have this Saturday.
Indeed. So you can tell Coach Joel's been tinkering a little bit, starting to get a flow, because admittedly it did look a little disjointed out there in Panama City, but it feels like the boys have tightened up a little bit, and you saw from the jump not only a cohesiveness, but a directiveness and an energetic effort, giving the people what they paid for here at the Gene, Ben. Ooh, that's a dangerous first ball. Falls back into the second one. Going to need some defense. Good step here by Mitchell. Kamaldeen jumping in there as well. And it looks like MT's trying to press forward a little bit as we get later and later and later. He's starting to get into a little bit more. We see that midfielder coming out, Ben. Now he's starting to get into a little posturing where he's making plays. He's kind of feeling a little bit. Had that breakdown of his defender over here on the near sideline, and we start to see the Charleston class coming through here.
Yeah, and he's really had, you can look at it right there, if he can beat 34, he's got plenty of space to take the ball forward. So, yeah, go right ahead, keep taking your defender.
Oh, good scoop for Sanchez. 18 yards, tries to get on top of it. Oh, but Air Force Sanchez couldn't get enough off the ground to get on top of that one. That was going to be a hard ask. That would have been gorgeous had he got it on frame. That was a really tough ball to deal with. But how about the creativity? Just a little scoop. Reminds me of the Sugar Fix over there, scooping out some shaved Italian ice, Ben. What you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, just unfortunately, that's one you really got to get the timing right, and he got it when it was just a little bit too high. But, again, you got a defender on you. You kind of just got to shoot it when you can, and unfortunately, the timing just didn't work out.
Ooh, a little awkward skip through. Good clear out by TSC. Buy themselves some time. Visitors want to go quickly. Kusaloka, the goal scorer, flashes off Stennett. Tries to get Tallahassee win their stretch. Going to be a takeaway. Cuppa. Oh, what a beautifully weighted ball. Here's Muldean. If he wants to go for it, he can. He's inside the 18. Sanchez coming late on the help. Muldean, corner of the 6. Back on the left foot. Oh, pure class. Danny boy. Beautiful work from Muldean, the Childs craftsman. Gorgeous finish, Ben. What'd you think?
Man, not only, he's got all this space. That's a lot of time to think about it. It can almost be kind of detrimental to you when you have to think about it that much. But, he caught up to the goal, regained his composure, just took it down around the defender and just arrowed it into the bottom corner.
Woo! Absolute beauty. Danny Muldean with the finish with the left foot. He earned the penalty kick earlier. And it's the third time that we've been able to see a TSC goal. As Danny Muldean in minute 82 opens his TSC account. And then now what? 6th different goal scorer that we've had out here on the young season, and a couple more substitutions entering the mix here. Great flow going on as looks like Tyler Lau into the mix here, Ben. Number 18. As Bennett Mitchell takes a seat. So the captain's day is done. And allow Mr. Lau into the mix. Oh, it's a dangerous ball. Balog gets clipped and is spun like a top there in the center. That's a crazy lower body hit there. Hope he's okay. I don't think it was malicious, but it was just a weird tangling of bodies. Heavy slide there from Warren, able to get enough. Tried to thread it through. Muldean. Sanchez feeling adventurous from 35 as this one skipped into Chandler. He goes quickly. 2-goal advantage now for TSC. What they needed, would love to kind of get back if they could get another to equal out that goal differential from their trip out to Panama City. Of course, falling 3-0 to PSC over there. So if they could get it back, that would help them break even as we start to forecast some playoff type stuff here as we get into the heat of our competition. We're playing the top 2 teams this week. You have PSC today and Pensacola on Saturday. Both have looked dangerous. Service, long ball. Here's the goal scorer. Had a good jump on it. Did Kusaloka, but TSC able to recover. Oh, and it looks like Comorin, hopefully it's just a cramp. That looked uncomfortable going to the ground. So we have a stoppage going. He was stretched, holding his right foot. As we have a substitution coming from TSC. Looks like the Wakulla Vundakin's going to take a seat for today. Braden Paul's day is done. So Wakulla out and Rickards in. Caleb Ellenstein, of course, the former Raider. A lot of our Big Bend schools being represented out here. Like we said, Maldine, a Child's product. Look around. Who else? Balog, former Leon Lion. Who else we got out there? Green Shields. Most of the other ones are out of the area here, it looks like. But a good representation of what we have going on for our Battle Lions. So Chandler's on. Am I getting that right, Ben?
Yes,
14.
Chandler came in, and it was Hales that left the game for Panama City Beach.
Gotcha. Oh, we've been calling the keeper Chandlers. It's because he has the 14 jersey on. We can only go with what the roster gives us here, Ben. So that's what we got going on. So there's somebody's in goal that we've been calling Chandler out for PSC. Oh, multiple Chandlers. All right. Well, good. I thought we were making up stuff. Luckily, we aren't making up stuff. Get it going once again. Maldine looking for service on up here, the left flank. Looking for Tolentino Perry. Can't allow, unable to get that one. Here's Ellenstein. And Ellenstein's always a great spurt energy off the bench. I wish we would have given him a little more than 5 minutes in stoppage time because he can do some damage. But I'd love for him to get some long ball over the top, kind of like what we saw from Bennett Mitchell. If we can get some service, oh, here would be a chance to do it. If Cuppa can go, let Ellenstein loose. Maldine's going to flick it on. Here's an opportunity up at the top of the box. Had to be dealt with by the defense as Banks dumps it out of play. And TSC, though they could wait a little bit, seems to be holding it up. And it looks like Tolentino Perry can't allow is going to take a seat. So Coach Joel emptying the bench here, trying to keep people fresh and get some people geared up. It's going to be a big week here for TSC, playing the top 2 dogs. Like we said, Pensacola on Saturday, the big one. Getting ready to go on here. June 6th, 7 p.m. Don't want to miss it. Ben and I will be back here for some more action for those Pensacola people. Old rivals back at it again. They've been there since day one, Ben. The thorn in our side. Oh, here's Ellenstein with a great turn into danger. Oh, tried to connect with Kennard. And this one's going to be spilled out of the top on back. Cuppa all the way back to Balog. And he'll clear it out of danger. Got to like the pressure, though. The effort by Novak getting on the horse for PSC. Another substitution in for the visitors. Looks like number 19, Val, is coming in. Is that for the goal scorer? Is Kusaloka the one coming off here?
I believe so.
Yeah, up on that right flank. He's been one of the provocateurs. Obviously, he had the dunk in for the goal, but as far as open play goes on the attacking front, he's, I would say, been the most assertive aggressor here for PSC today.
No doubt about it.
And here's 2 scoops of Ciafini going to take a seat. And a great round of applause. Goals in the 43rd and the 68th will give way to the Brazilian national. So Argentina off, Brazil on for João Felipe Almeida. And I believe that's another one of our Charleston connections there, Ben, as the pipeline is strong. And indeed, another one of the Golden Eagles to make their way down to Tallahassee. You think of the long storyline coming down from UC, West Virginia. A couple years ago, that initial playoff team, Stafford Dowling. And then, of course, last year, Jerry. One of the smoothest players ever to come through TSC was Jerry. Big slide over on the far side. Couldn't see, that's not Kennard over there on that far side, is it? No, it looks to be Almeida, I believe. The new substitute. Back to Warren, he's a skip through. Anybody that we're sitting on that hasn't come in? I think those are all our field players. I think the only person to not touch the field today is Marcos. Old Julie. And maybe one other one. Fogel, as you pointed out, Ben. The Oklahonian. And here's Sanchez into the box. Service. Trying to link up with one of the attacking players. Looks like Maldine, I believe, was cleaning out.
Yeah, he was just off balance. Couldn't quite get what he wanted on it.
A lot of chatter here. Referee's going to come over. The ball was positioned weirdly in play. So it was in play when MT made the infraction. He was just going for it physically, dropped a little shoulder. Coach for PSC doesn't like it.
Unsurprising.
First time we've seen him, well, first time I can recall him wobbling off the bench here to go talk to the assistant referee. So the visitors still lively and engaged. Long ball over the top. And this one's going to clear out. Yeah, what do we got on that stoppage time, Ben? They give us a clock yet? What you got?
We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes of stoppage time.
2 minutes. Skip back. Balog had a little bit of an adventurous go the last couple minutes. But we're able to get across the finish line here. Tallahassee with the 2-goal victory here, 3-1 for the Battle Lions. And that will definitely help the cause. They jump up here forward. 3rd victory in 4 matches. Ciafini with a double. Maldine with
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.